The government agreed a €78 billion package with the EU on Wednesday. It includes $12 billion to shore up its banks. Portugal's leading opposition party also supported that deal, saying it has better conditions for success than those reached by Greece and Ireland. Portugal's finance minister will reveal the details of those terms in a press conference due shortly. The EU-IMF mission gives its account of the negotiations at 11 a.m. London time, so tracking that for you as well. Well, the rescue is not a done deal. It needs the support of all members of the Eurozone, but it might not get that from Finland. The country's euro-skeptic True Finns party says that it can't vote in favour of a bailout. The party became the country's third largest after last month's elections and hopes to become part of a ruling coalition. Leader Timo Soini joins me on the phone now from Helsinki, so let's just get his views on this. Thanks so much for your time. So, Portugal's bailout, obviously a heated point of discussion during the Finnish election campaign, and your party opposed the bailout. Now, National Coalition Party leader Jyrki Katainen says that the bailout will be decided outside of those government talks. Can you just clarify for us, do you still oppose aid for Portugal?
Yes, we do, because the bailout doesn't work. We have seen that in Greece, and when that started roughly a year ago, we warned that this is not going to function. It is inevitable in some due to time that a default will happen, and we have been critical to this system. We don't be critical to the people of these countries who are suffering a lot of the consequences of this Eurozone, which is not working. But now, of course, the situation is very, very hectic here, because we just have got the election result, which was very good to us. We did win 34 seats more, and now we are middle of the negotiations, and this ECOFIN meeting coming before we have been able to form a new government, and we cannot honestly know what will be the new coalition. And now there has been a kind of trouble in that sense that the parties who were for the bailouts and who lost are now having their cards, playing their cards, and they are saying that we cannot rescue the forthcoming government. But the negotiations are going on.
But Mr. Soini, I have to ask, the fact that you've just said that you oppose the bailout, and that's something that you and your party have consistently maintained really throughout the campaign. Some would say that it's quite remarkable, not perhaps a turnaround, but a softening of your stance to agree that the Portuguese bailout be left outside of your coalition government talks.
Yeah, but that is the only possibility because the bailout of the Portuguese and the Eurozone is not the only issue what is at stake. There is unemployment, education, schooling, healthcare, elderly people, everything else. And we were just honest to say that if this bailout thing is decisive, we would vote no anyway, because we cannot change our jacket and say that, okay, when we are going to the government, we change our opinions. That is not possible. But,
so Mr. Soini, does that mean that that when it comes to actually, when it comes to the ESFF, the European bailout mechanism, actually lending a portion of money to Portugal, are you going to veto that?
It is not at the hand of one party in Finland. It's the majority of the Finnish parliament.
But you will be pushing for a veto, yes?
Yes, of course, because this is not functioning. This is. We have clearly seen that it is not functioning, and this is what our opinion is. And this permanent mechanism is getting very much criticism from Germany and from every angle. And we must have this at stake for now. Unfortunately, there is not much time, but if there is a majority in the Finnish parliament to vote for the bailout, that's democracy, but that cannot be at the cost of our party.
Now, European leaders are scheduled to decide on the permanent mechanism in a meeting. That's going to be in a summit come June 24th. Talk to me a little bit more about the True Finns' view on the ESM, and how will you make your mark at this summit?
it depends, of course, in what position we are. But anyway, I have informed and clearly and loudly before and after the election that this permanent mechanism is a kind of structure which leads to more integration and more concentration in European economical politics, and it simply doesn't work. This is the problem, that we have too many two different countries in economical ways, that if there is the same interest rate to all of us, from Greece to Finland to Netherlands, and this has been piling up for nearly 10 years, this situation. It just don't go away, and I am not in a position, and I don't want to say what people in Greece and Portugal have to do. That is
but Mr. Soini, what are you going to do? Does this mean that you are going to oppose the use of those funds for Portugal and indeed for any other Eurozone country that may need help in the future?
Yeah, through these mechanisms, which are simply not working, I cannot vote for them, and our party cannot vote for them, because it's not because of good and bad. It is because they don't work. And what is happening if these three Portugal, if Spain is next and whatsoever, and that is not easy to say no. But we have a party which policy has been Euro-critical.
Yeah.
I have been opposing. So this is not what a politician can do to his own people, to say that if the government seat is at hand, I change my line. And this is the serious negotiation, and it can lead to that position that we are out in the government. If that happens, so be it. But in Finnish perspective, we have much more things at stake. As I mentioned before, the Eurozone is not the only thing we are voting for the elections, and we have still very much things in common with the Conservative Party of Finland and also Social Democrats. But this is now very hard angle, and I accepted that Mr. Katainen, when I think he was honest when he said that we should clear this up, and now he had 2 weeks to do it. And if we have been negotiating over the new government for 2 weeks, and day before ECOFIN we have said that I cannot be with it, what would be the result then?
I understand.
Now it's,
well, Mr. Timo Soini, leader of the True Finns, fantastic to get your thoughts, your views. Thanks very much.